That line protecting Peyton Manning, allowing only 15 sacks on the season, low in the NFL. Movement on the right side. It looked like Ryan Deem jumped a little early. Walt Coleman.
False start, 71. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Along with Daniels in the secondary. Patchwork, though, behind the starters today. That secondary beat up. Couple of pump fakes and basically just a spike by Manning.
You can't sack Peyton Manning. It doesn't throw interceptions, so what's left? Just hit them as hard as you can and hope they fumble the football and give you those turnovers.
2nd and 15. Out of the gun. Here they come blitzing, but they're picked up, and the pass was intended for Dallas Clark. Clark has been out of action since late November with a knee injury, a partial tear of an ACL, and they're glad about having him back in time for the playoffs.
Well, we talked to Dom Capers last night. They want to be simple on defense, not take chances. Well, that lasted a long time. One play. Second play, they come at Peyton Manning with the blitz. Of course, you always want to mix it up, but everybody has been playing the Colts the same way, especially of late. Very safe, careful, and make them drive down the field with a bunch of plays to score.
3rd and 15. Manning again, pump faking, throwing. Reggie Wayne makes a diving attempt incomplete. Jason Allen in the area for the coverage, but 3 and out for the Colts.
So few times do you see a 3 and out by the Colts, but Miami Dolphins, they like the matchup. They believe they can run with any receivers in the league with their coverage. This time it's zone, and Peyton Manning does a good job with the pump, but the throw, being careful, especially starting the game, just a little out of the reach of the wide receiver.
Justin Snow will snap it back to Hunter, the punter, Hunter Smith. And it's a spiraling boot all the way back to the 28. Welker on the return, and Welker hit down low at the 37-yard line. And here comes Cleo Lemon. Over 1,000, that is, with 107 yards for Ronnie Brown. So a smart start by the Dolphins defense, forcing an early punt on a 3 and out. Ronnie Brown, he's heading nowhere as Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis, those two active ends. 2nd down and 12. Back to Brown. And he gets back the loss, maybe an extra yard as well. 3rd and 9 on the way. With that Steeler victory in overtime. 3rd and 9 for Lemon, his first toss. And it's a good one. On the mark for a first down to Marty Booker. Harper was on the coverage, it gains 13 yards. Like to welcome those of you just joining us. And it's Cleo Lemon starting at quarterback today for the Dolphins. He just threw his first pass, a completion on 3rd and 9 to pick up a first. Colts receive the opening kick, 3 plays and a punt. Lemon now rolling out and hitting his man. It's Booker for a 2nd time, and he has the first after a gain of 12. Again, the Colts can clinch a first-round bye if they win, and the Ravens lose to Buffalo. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms on hand here in Indianapolis. Lemon looking sharp on those first 2 throws, Phil.
Yeah, what a start for Cleo Lemon, making his first NFL starting job, and he's off to a really solid start, Jim.
And Ronnie Brown has open space to pick up 9 yards.
Well, one thing he did, there's a couple things I've noticed already. 3rd down, obvious passing situation, 3rd and long. The Miami Dolphins gave Cleo Lemon enough time to look left and then go all the way back to the right side. Then a play action pass, good timing of that call. He gets outside the pocket, which they would like to do with him today, and he found another open receiver.
We'll call it 2nd and a short 2. Ronnie Brown has the first down. The Dolphins are driving with their first series of the game. That picks up 2. That's the 3rd time they've moved the chains on this opening drive. The Colts again took the opening kick, and 3 plays and a punt over to the Dolphins, who are looking pretty good here with Cleo Lemon getting the start today at quarterback. And if he was jittery at the beginning, you wouldn't know it now.
He can't be jittery. He warmed up for about 4 hours, so I think he's exhausted. But very calm talking to him last night. He's playing. Nick Saban wants the scene, but every time he's been in a game, exhibition or real, he's played well.
Straight drop, Lemon throws, and that's batted down. Well defended by Jason David. Eagles win that NFC East. Here's Lemon throwing and hitting Chris Chambers. He's 2 yards short of the first. Third and just a yard to go. Ronnie Brown cuts left, hurdles over one of his players, Randy McMichael, and has the first with ease at the 11. Nice effort.
You know, when you're a defense that's built on speed, that means you're going to be a little bit undersized. Watch the cutback of Ronnie Brown. When you got that speed, Jim, sometimes you over pursue, so the cutbacks are there, and that has hurt the Colts this year.
It's like Chris Chambers is shaken up. Here he is, as Ronnie Brown fell on him at the end of this run, right into his left ankle.
Well, just the start. Both sides of the ball for the Miami Dolphins. It kind of goes back. You asked Zach Thomas last night something interesting. Well, Zach, you guys, your record is what it is, and you're not going to the playoffs. Why do you come out here and give a great effort? And he says, well, you win. You want to win because it's fun. All the hard work, it makes it fun. But most of all, you do it because you want respect as a player and what you stand for and what you're trying to do in this league. And you know, Jim, things have changed. Teams don't come in with nothing to play anymore in the NFL. They don't come in like they did 5 and 10 years ago and just go through the motions and get blown out. You just don't see that often now in this league.
It's good to see Chambers able to walk off. Looks like he's going to be just fine. And again, all these results still coming down the line. New England and Tennessee still in action. Jets with a convincing win over Oakland today. By the way, we just had that update. Detroit beating Dallas. The Lions can't win for losing. By winning today, they have just given the first pick in the draft to the Oakland Raiders. It was going to be, if they lost today and the Raiders lost, it would have been Lions 1, Raiders 2. Now the Raiders will have the first pick.
Well, they're going to save money, though, see? You're looking at it the wrong way.
I see.
Second pick, you save money.
Okay.
So there's always some good that comes out of it.
Just playing that one to the Lions fans. I don't think they wanted that win today necessarily. 1st and 10. And again, cutting back left and able to get slowed down enough by Jason David to result in a loss of a yard.
Tony Dungy, and again, for the head coach, we got to hustle more. We got to play with more speed, a sense of urgency. And you know, I say this, Jim, I was taught by a few coaches, if we have to come in after games and commend you for hustling and working hard, then somewhere the message has been lost. You got to take that for granted. And I think that's why Tony Dungy said last week's loss, the most disappointing loss he's had in the regular season, because of everything was at stake and his team just didn't put out the effort that he expects from him.
That's exactly what he called the loss to Houston last week. Now Lemon, pressure right away, escapes and gets down to the 5. Nifty footwork by the quarterback. He got away from Robert Mathis and made it a positive play, a gain of 7, but 3rd and 4 on the way.
This is a design play. It's just fake and follow the runner. You can tell that's what it's meant to be, but the speed of the outside rushers almost disrupts it from the start. But I'm sure the Dolphins are going to have some running plays in today for Cleo Lemon.
They've scored only 10 points all season on their opening drive, a touchdown and a field goal. This is the 12th play of this drive today to open things for the Dolphins' offensive attack. From the gun on 3rd and 4, Lemon tucks it under, and he is sacked at the 10-yard line. McFarland, Mathis, Freeney all in there, giving it all up, including their helmets.
You heard me talk about it. This is the strength of this Colts defense by far. When you get in 3rd down, they are built to rush the passer, especially from the edge with their 2 speed rushers out. Dwight Freeney once again on the spin move. Anthony McFarland, everybody at the quarterback.
How about McFarland just going ahead and just ripping off his own helmet? Murray with the field goal try. And the kick is good from 28 yards. McFarland had his helmet lifted up, blocking his view. He knew the quarterback was close enough. He just went ahead and just ripped it off. Said, hey, I'll go ahead and risk injury. I'm going to get that sack.
Well, defensive linemen showing no respect to the quarterback. They go, hell, I don't need a helmet to sack a quarterback.
Look at this. Here it is now out of position.
He throws it off.
He just takes it off.
He wants to see what he is hitting.
It's not enough just to see out of that ear hole. So McFarland, that's something that we'll be seeing, I'm sure, many times the rest of this week, as he makes quite an effort to end the touchdown hopes of that opening drive for the Dolphins.
Well, Jim, here we are. You're Peyton Manning. You go, well, I've been here before. 3-0, we're down. 7 minutes, 49 seconds to go in the first quarter. And he has adjusted his play and his thinking on how he's a quarterback on the field because he sees the big picture. He understands what he's got to do because the defense is struggling.
Well, Murray gave them no chance to return the opening kick. He drove it some 8 yards deep, resulting in the touchback. Wilkins would like to get his hands on it and run with it this time, but it skips right through for another touchback. Well, Peyton Manning, 29 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions on the season, and he set the record last week, his 7th 4,000-yard season of his career, moving past Dan Marino for the most 4,000-yard seasons in NFL history.
Well, the numbers are gaudy. I thought what really caught my attention last night, Nick Saban walks in, sits down with us, and he was in awe of Peyton Manning and the offense because you got to remember, this is Nick Saban's first look at this Colts offense. He saw it on film and he goes, oh my gosh, how efficient he said they were is what just caught him by surprise.
Adai, the rookie running back, is over 1,000 on the season. Look at him making the moves. And all of that running for a loss of 2. Could have been, though, about a loss of 7. Zach Thomas kept running after him. Got him.
You know, Jim, it's watch Zach Thomas, 54, not blocked, gets in the backfield. But right away, what I'm noticing early, penetration by this Miami defensive front. They're getting past the offensive line, getting in the backfield quick. That disrupts, of course, any running game, but also got pressure on Peyton Manning one time when he threw it.
Just saw that whole season recap of Manning, who leads the league in quarterback rating and also touchdown passes. 2nd down and 12, he's firing. First completion goes to Marvin Harrison near the first down at the 30, brought down by Channing Crowder.
This play is the one that Nick Saban talked about. He says it's almost impossible to stop. Marvin Harrison coming underneath for the short catch. You'll see the tight end going behind him, going out, and avoiding a defense. One soft spot, and that's what that play is designed to do. And Nick Saban, he says he'd never seen anybody run it better than the Colts, and they do it many times every game.
It's a first down for the Colts. Running to the right side, Adai. Forward for only a 1-yard gain. Carter and Crowder combining on the tackle.
Well, again, to go back, good start by this Miami Dolphins football team. And you know, Jim, I think we're fans. We sit back and go, well, can they find the will or however you want to put it, to come in here and play all out against one of the best offenses and one of the better teams in the NFL.
Well, they certainly have so far. And Manning gets away and then completes it to Clark, who was tackled 2 yards shy of the first. That was again Jason Taylor early in the backfield in the company of Manning.
Well, it's Jason Taylor, it's Zach Thomas on the blitz. Peyton Manning does a good job. One thing that you just don't realize, the Dolphins say he's almost impossible to sack, but how big Peyton Manning is, I would guess he's a good 6'6", probably about 240 pounds, and you just don't realize his presence until you get around him in person.
Third and only a yard. They've got Klecko lined up as a fullback. And it's a dive, a tailback, scooting ahead for the first down. Gain of 4.
Yeah, Dan Klecko, the fullback, kind of doing what he did for the Patriots. Defensive line, fullback, just special teams, playing a role, well, many different roles. I saw him try to catch a few passes in practice too. Didn't go real well.
Klecko had that role at New England for a while as a blocking back on short yardage situations for Bill Belichick. 1st and 10. And they've got Clark lined up in a slot to the right. Give him that 3 receiver look. Manning again fakes left, goes right, and that's wide of the mark, looking for Harrison. Michael Lehan, excellent coverage.
Well, when you play this Indianapolis Colts offense, what happens is Lehan, he is not a starter, but what are you going to do when they spread you out? You have to bring in extra defensive backs, and you just got to live with the fact that, well, we got extra defensive backs in there. They just might run the ball and get 5 and 6 yards on us. Well, what would you prefer? A short run or about a 30-yard pass down the field?
2nd and 10. Colts operating from their 43-yard line. And the draw to a dive. And that goes for about 8 yards.
The Colts can be and are a tremendous draw team, because here's why. If you're playing them, let's all be in the seat of the Miami Dolphins, coaches or players. When Peyton Manning's faking, do not come up. Stay back, because the pass, the play action is what give the big plays to this Colts offense. Make sure it's a running play before you react. It just gives the running back more time to get yards.
3rd and 2 to go. Across the middle, Harrison motoring inside the 40 and down at the Miami 37. Here in Indianapolis, we welcome you to the Colts and the Dolphins. You've seen New England win at Tennessee, eliminating the Titans as Matt Castle came in the 4th quarter, and the Patriots with that win, well, they're going to force Indianapolis to win here today to maintain that 3 seed. Of course, that could also move up to a 2 line for the Colts if Buffalo somehow beats Baltimore, running parallel with this game. New England over Tennessee, and this is the Colts' 2nd drive of the game, and they're moving the football to the Miami side of the field. That's Will Allen coming up and making the tackle for a loss.
Yeah, you know, Jim, you look at this, and I want to say, hey, Miami, they're showing the Colts a lot of different looks. They're doing some really good stuff, but the Colts, the 3rd down conversions are great. They're still marching. That time a blitz by Will Allen from the outside stops the run.
2nd down and 12. Dolphins have had the football once, kept it for 13 plays, and resulted in a 28-yard field goal by Orlando Mare.
Peyton Manning got him the long count, made them show their hand. He changed the play.
Comes Taylor. Manning felt his presence, unloaded on the quick slant to Harrison. Down to the 34-yard line. So we know this. Cincinnati's been eliminated. Jacksonville's out. Tennessee's out. So it's either Denver or Kansas City. And the quick snap here by the Colts. There is a flag down. That's Joseph Adai running forward, but we'll check the flag.
They catch the the Dolphins with too many defensive players on the field.
12 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Looked like Frederick Evans trying to get off the field in time. Probably hadn't. Here he is.
Here he
There's
comes.
the snap.
Coaches are mad. You got to know you got to hustle off. The Colts look for that. The Colts can quick snap you because they do not make substitutions from second down to third or whatever, like most teams do. If you make a substitution on offense, you have to give the defense appropriate time to match that substitution. So, like I said, since the Colts don't do it, you got to be on your toes all the time.
It's still third and 3 from the 30-yard line. Bumping it over to a dive for the first down. That was Crowder coming in on the blitz, and a die left open in the flat, picks up the first down.
Blitz coming from this side. Peyton Manning sees it, gets rid of the football, and it was, you see how long Peyton Manning, 6'6", not going to give the blitzer a chance to knock it down. But he finally realized it's going to be a blitz. He lets his offense know it, able to throw the short pass for the first down.
A jump pass at that. First down carry. It's a dive, plowing ahead to the 19. And Taylor able to drag him down after a gain of 6.
And I hear it so often, even our pregame, everybody talks about it. Can the Colts be patient? Can they do this type of offense? Yes, they've done it all year. And not only do they do it, they're tremendous at doing it. Peyton Manning says, I am anti-force now. I do not take chances throwing the football down the field.
Closing seconds of a very speedy first quarter. Second down and 4. And it's a dive, getting the handoff. And he is spun back, got his legs caught underneath. And that picks up about 2 to close out the first quarter. Amare field goal, the only points on the board. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41. We're through one quarter here at the RCA Dome, and the Dolphins lead at 3-0, but the Colts are driving. Jim Nantz along with Bill Sims.
Well, was it fast enough for you?
No kidding.
Last week, the Colts actually had 6 possessions. One was take one snap, kneel down. 6 possessions. They scored 4 times. They fumbled once about midfield, and they had to punt once. So that's how you keep their scores down. That's how you keep the games close. And it's worked for the opponents against the Colts here in the second half of the season.
They had only 45 snaps all of last week against Houston. That's Moorhead lined up the bottom of your screen, wide left. And 3rd and 2 for Manning and the Colts. Clark lined up in the backfield. They fake the run, they toss it to Clark, and he's got the first down.
Well, there you go. It's just in years past, in this situation, the Colts might have just told Peyton Manning to fake it, stay back there, and let's take a shot in the end zone. But now, we've talked about it already, they want the first downs. They know how critical it is to be efficient and score, so they're doing more plays like we just saw there.
Rhodes, the running back, on first down from the 13. Manning once again changing things around. Goes it through the back of the end zone. Manning and the Colts are 4 for 4 on this drive on 3rd down. And their 3rd down conversion rate this season is the best in the league by far. In fact, the best since the stat was ever made an official stat that the NFL kept a hold of back in 1981. Best ever.
Yeah, Jim, there's so many reasons. They don't take negative plays. You can't sack. You got to be conservative on defense because of all their talent, and they take advantage of all those situations. And just that's why they're great on 3rd down.
56% on the season on 3rd down, and again 4 for 4 on this drive. 2nd down and 10 to play here. Manning fires. He's got Reggie Wayne, and he's a yard short of the first. That's Thomas taking out his legs. But 1st and goal to go for the Colts.
Well, the play that I said that Nick Saban says it's the hardest to defend, a guy through the middle, and then the Reggie Wayne coming underneath. That used to be they only ran that play with Marvin Harrison. Now they've gotten to where they give it to Reggie Wayne. They give it to Dallas Clark sometime in different formations. and you could see the soft spot inside, wide open receiver. It just breaks down the defense.
Klecko in for blocking purposes. A die in the backfield. A die recruited to LSU by Nick Saban. And against his old college coach, a die trying to score a touchdown, but he is stuffed for a yard loss by Kevin Carter and company.
You asked Tony Dungy about Joseph Adai. Are you surprised, Coach, at how well he's done? And what was his answer?
Well, he just said that was really the guy they had targeted all along. They thought that his running style would really fit in very nicely with this Indianapolis offense, and it's resulted in a 1,000-yard season and almost a 5-yard per carry average, too.
And he said, no, we expected it all this from him this year.
This has been a 10-minute drive by the Colts. On second and goal, Manning has an open man. It's Klecko with the catch for the touchdown. Dan Klecko, the backup defensive lineman, comes in on short yardage, and that's his first career touchdown.
Well, he's a gamer. Couldn't do it in practice, but he can do it in the game. And Peyton Manning waited just long enough. Jason Taylor got in the way. He kind of held the football, let there be more separation with Dan Klecko, and then he lost it in there perfectly.
Adam Vinatieri in for the extra point. That's the 30th touchdown pass of the season for Manning. And it's 7-3 Indianapolis. The son of Joe Klecko. He was in a few matchups with Miami through the years. Dan Klecko out of Colts Neck, New Jersey, and Marlboro High School is in for the score. Right. Klecko with the 2-yard touchdown catch. And Vinatieri to kick it away. Comes the run back by Welker, and it's a beauty. Vinatieri makes a diving attempt and finally pushed out at the 50-yard line. What a return. Kelvin Hayden bumping him out. 46-yard run back. Miami set up at midfield. We are back, and Cleo Lemon and this Miami offense has been sitting on the sidelines for a long while. This is only their second drive of the game, as the Colts have just kept it for over 10 minutes on the game clock. This is coming back to Lemon. Brown tosses it back to Lemon, who launches it long for Chambers, and it's over his head. Bethea on the coverage.
That was excellent by the safeties for the Colts. First off, here's going to be the pattern, but watch the safeties in the corners, how they stay. This is an excellent fake. And Cleo Lemon, you want to know about his arm? I know it's indoors, but from the 38, and this football lands about 4 or 5 yards into the end zone.
66, 67 yards. I had him launching it at the 38-yard line. Pretty impressive. Lemon looked awfully impressive for that matter on his opening drive. They got bogged down inside of the Indianapolis 10-yard line. And second down and 10, it is Brown weaving ahead with a flag thrown from the secondary. Play resulted in 3 yards. We'll wait for Walt Coleman's explanation. It's been an amazing journey to this first career start for Cleo Lemon in the NFL. Out of Greenwood, Mississippi.
Personal foul. Illegal block in the back, number 86. Offense.
Marty Booker flagged for that one.
Penalty. Still second down.
Here he is, Booker at the bottom of your screen, coming in, hitting Marlon Jackson from behind with our supervision look. And that'll take the football back to the 39 of Miami.
One day we're going to use our supervision, and I'm going to show your throwing motion to the audience. We've been working hard on it.
It's starting to become somewhat like a spiral.
Yeah, so we'll show that in the year 2008 when you throw that spiral.
All right. Give me some time.
But you're right, Jim, talking about Cleo Lemon, what he has endured as a player. Arkansas State gets hurt his junior year, plays his senior year with a torn ACL to his right knee, doesn't find it out until he goes to the NFL Combine the following February.
Which was right here inside this RCA Dome. That Combine, second down. And setting up a screen, and there's nothing there at all intended for McMichael. And another flag.
We're going to have a legal receiver down the field.
Prior to the pass, ineligible downfield, number 64, offense, and penalties decline, third down.
Kendall Jaycox, top of your right there, just on the other side of the center. A little too quick. You're allowed to scoot down the field on screen plays as a lineman. 1 yard down the field, and when the football is thrown, you can continue to keep moving. So it's possible you could be 4 or 5 yards down the field when the football is out of the hands or caught by the receiver.
And you see Randy McMichael hobbling off.
Well, we talked to Dwight Freeney the other day. He says, well, the Dolphins, they won't throw. They're just going to run it and play it safe. They've come out and thrown it more than I expected so far in this game.
3rd and 20. Lemon hangs in the pocket, goes with the man underneath, and that's Justin Peele, who is taken out with aggression by Cato June and Jason David.
Well, Dwight Freeney is going to be double to the top of your screen. Look at that. He comes all the way around. Cleo Lemon knows you're playing here. Get rid of the football quick. And look at the pursuit by the Colts. That's what they want. Energy, hustle, and the sense of urgency is definitely, we're seeing it now.
Donnie Jones will punt. Miami unable to do anything off of Welker's longest kickoff return of the season. That's Wilkins coming up for the short kick. Tries to get motoring. Ball squirts out. They're going to rule him down. Down at the 27 first. Peyton Manning ready to get back out there. Put together another drive with the lead 7-3. Well, this is the third drive of the game for Indianapolis. Started out with 3 plays and a punt, and then put together a magnificent drive that led to a touchdown pass. Manning to Klecko. This one begins at the 26-yard line. Peyton fires. He's got Moorhead at the 31-yard line. Moorhead, who caught a touchdown last week, becoming the 25th player to catch a Peyton Manning touchdown pass.
Boy, I tell you, I wonder how that went over in the locker room. You know, I know they're all good guys, and they don't complain here as receivers, but boy, you got to throw it to Aaron Moorhead. You got to pass up Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne.
You know, Klecko just became the 26th.
There you go.
So there's another man that can go on to that rather impressive list that you'll be able to talk about the rest of your life. You know, you're the Kleckos, the Moorheads. Obviously, Marvin Harrison has quite a few of his own.
Well, here comes Dan Klecko back in, 3rd and short. Marlboro High School, huh? You had to throw that out there.
Yeah, first player in Marlboro High School history to score a touchdown in the NFL.
Where did you go to high school?
Marlboro High School.
There we go. Did you graduate?
I did. Does that surprise you?
No.
Colts Neck, New Jersey. Special little town down in the Jersey Shore area, Monmouth County. Now here is a dive, and he's got the first down yardage. A gain of 2. That's all they needed.
You know, wasn't it funny talking to Peyton Manning as he was talking about how they play offense now? There's Klecko. Dan Klecko up front trying to find somebody to hit.
And he did.
Wow, that's pretty good,
and
too.
That was Jeremiah Bell he bulldozed.
Yeah, you get about 280 hitting 170. 170 usually falls backwards.
But he was looking for someone, like you said, and he stayed with it. That's why he's in there. on those short yardage situations. First down, Manning stretching it out, the dive, and not a whole lot of room over on that side.
But you know, Jim, going back, Peyton Manning, just to hear him talk, it's so different about how he talks about their offense now to what I've heard in the past years. And I kind of said earlier, just say, somebody please make a play on third down to keep us on the field. And just to illustrate that he will take the short passes, 50 of 63, 7 touchdowns. Look at that, the quarterback rating, almost 80% completion. So, you know, those are not gimme throws. He just can stick the short throws in, and they just make tough catches, this receiving corps.
Second down and 9. They fake it to a guy to go up top. They go long, and it's through the fingertips of Clark. They have not had a play longer than 12 yards, but they're almost able to connect on a long one that time.
Yeah, Peyton Manning, he's been wanting this. He knows they're playing 2 safeties on each side of the field. Dallas Clark back in the lineup, and you can practice all you want. You see the knee brace on Dallas Clark's right leg, but all they practice, there's nothing like getting those opportunities in the game, and this will serve Dallas Clark well when the playoffs start next week.
3rd and 9. Here comes the blitz. That's Bell giving chase. And it's Clark with the catch and another first down. Another first down on 3rd down.
I told you they're giving Peyton Manning some different looks. It's a blitz. They're going to get the inside blitzers, but watch Jason Taylor. He's going to fall off and cover Dallas Clark down the field. Peyton Manning sees it right away. How, I don't know. I guess from all the practice and so many reps in this offense for so many years. But the recognition was tremendous, and the catch and route running by Dallas Clark awfully good too.
First down at the Miami 48. A dive with Wayne trying to clear things out. Pinch the end, and that's a gain of about 5. You know, Clark's absence since that injury November 26th, well, that was a week after they fell to Dallas. Remember, this was a team that was 9-0 at the beginning of the year. Then they lost to Cowboys, and then with Clark out, they lost 3 more times on the road.
Quick snap.
Manning, right sideline and over everyone's head. So they'll have Clark back, and what a difference does it make for this offense to have Clark almost in the role, am I right, of like what Brandon Stokely did a couple of years ago?
Well, it makes it, Jim, it actually makes it tougher for defenses, because as Nick Saban told us last night, if you don't treat him like a wide receiver, they line him up as a wide receiver, as a tight end. If you don't, you put a linebacker on him, Peyton Manning's going to throw it to him every play because he's too good of a route runner to cover with the linebacker. So you bring in faster guys, and then the Colts just say, well, okay. Then they run it at you and pick up big yards.
Let's see what they do on this 3rd down try. Again, they bring the blitz. Pass up top, and that's just chipped away at the last moment by Will Allen. Very expertly played by the corner of the Dolphins.
It really is. It's well done movement, which you see a little bit against this Miami Dolphins defense. They know it's going to be tight coverage man-to-man, so they moved Marvin Harrison inside, and Will Allen, that is really terrific coverage. Usually when a receiver comes inside, they go across the field. Marvin Harrison broke out. Will Allen was right there with him.
Hunter Smith will try to pin the Dolphins back inside the 10. Big end over in boot. Welker will make the fair catch at the 11. 32 yards, got the job done. Lemon coming back out. 7-3 deficit for the Dolphins. About the Colts, where is the defense? Last against the rush by 25 yards a game. St. Louis 31st, but by 25 yards fewer allowed a game. And Ronnie Brown trying to expose it here, and he does. Gets just about 9, almost 10. Cato June drags him down.
Jim, you saw those numbers by this Colts defense, and I know the first reaction is, well, they'll never make it through the playoffs playing that style. And the answer would be maybe not, probably not, I don't know. But who is going to come in here or when they play, they're going to play everybody down to the wire. And if you beat them, you're going to have to beat them with a last-second touchdown, or you're going to have to make a save against their offense as they're driving to win a game.
Second and less than a yard, and Brown with the stutter step move has the first, plowing ahead and into the secondary for 14 yards. They have been trampled on a weekly basis against the run.
Well, Ronnie Brown, again, we said it earlier, the cutback and then the missed tackle. And you look at that and you go, was that a missed tackle? Absolutely. At the line of scrimmage. Jason David misses it, and Tony Dungy said, we're in the positions, we just can't make tackles.
Broke the tackle, the arm tackle attempt by Brackett. And the Dolphins first down, 34-yard line. Not this time. That's Cato June with the sure-handed hold for no gain. They've given up 100 yards to all 15 opponents this season. It's the only team in the NFL that's never kept a team under 100 yards rushing. 19 in a row overall going back to last season, including the playoffs. Allowing more rush yards than passing yards, which is really unusual.
Well, there's so many things that you could say that Ron Meeks, defensive coordinator, of course, they're going to see more rushes. They can't stop it, and people want to do it regardless to keep Peyton Manning off the field and shorten the game.
2nd and 10, and another long run. It's Morris. Boy, did he show a burst. Running behind Kendall Jaycox for 18.
He sure did. You know, too, Jim, when you're a running back, you get a chance to play against this Colts defense, you go, hey, this is it. I can throw up some numbers. So it's double. They get excited, they run harder, and to find the answers for Ron Meeks, Tony Dungy, they're tough.
Averaging almost 6 yards a carry in this game. Inside of 5 minutes to go in the first half. And it's Morris. Not this time. As June comes up, and there's Klecko, the touchdown maker, stopping him for only a gain of a yard.
Here's what always gets me about this Colts defense, and to see if you agree. When you watch them, they stop more plays at the line of scrimmage and a yard behind it than you see most good defenses do. But boy, when they give up, it doesn't seem to get tackled for 5 yards. They give up 10 and 15 yards when they do get past the line of scrimmage.
2nd down, 9. And Lemon staying on the ground. It's Ronnie Brown falling backwards to the 43. Well, that front 7 of that Indianapolis defense is the lightest in the league, and going against a pretty stout offensive line. Coming up, we've got the Sprint halftime report with JB, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer. All the latest scores and highlights all coming up on the Sprint halftime report. They average only 256 pounds on the front 7. That Miami offensive line, 2nd heaviest in the league, averaging 330. Third and 5. Lemon improvising and gets the completion to McMichael. Oh, Cleo Lemon making a play.
Yeah, that is really a tremendous job by Cleo Lemon. Jim, a lot of times against this Colts defense, when you break out of the pocket and go sideways, it results in a fumble because the defenders get off blocks and get after the quarterback that fast. But on the run, throws it down the field, right on target to Randy McMichael.
Dolphins putting together a nice drive for the 2nd time in this game. They had one that moved inside of the Indianapolis 5 before a sack and then a field goal. Ronnie Brown ridden down by Morris after 4. Darian Barnes, the lead blocker on that one.
You know, Jim, you said something about how small they are. Look at the teams in the NFL who are all small defensive fronts, the front 7. And you know, they almost all have one thing in common. And what is it? They struggle against
of course
the
they
run. Big time. And you know what? I always say fast defenses rely on that. As they slow down and injuries occur, which has happened to the Colts, it hurts their overall performance.
We're at the 2-minute warning. Colts leading 7-3. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Jim Nance along with Phil Simms, and Happy New Year to all of you. Peyton Manning stretching it out on the sidelines. Cleo Lemon and the Dolphins stretching out that Colts defense. And 2nd down and 5, and Brown shakes and fumbles, but it's recovered by Vernon Carey, the right tackle. Cato June stuck a hand in there and knocked the ball loose.
Look at the defenders charging at Ronnie Brown. Hit from the side causes the fumble.
Timeout called by Miami. That last timeout, we'll stand corrected here, it was called by the Colts, who were hoping to find a way to get Peyton Manning on the offense back on the field.
Yeah, good job by them, Jim. Preserving time. If they stop the drive, give their offense one more chance.
3rd down and 4. Lemon and the Dolphins started this drive back at their own 11. Lemon to McMichael, and over his head. He had to unload as he had some Colt defenders barreling down on him, including Raheem Brock.
Well, the Colts come with the blitz. They're not going to let him stand back there and throw a short pass to pick up the 1st down. A little blow to the Raheem Brock, gets away with it. He hits Cleo Lemon in the helmet with his hand. And also what that did, Jim, when you blitz, it takes away the run by the quarterback.
You see the 10 misses, though, 5 of them from outside of 50, 1 of 6 on the year from long range. This is 38 yards, and Murray delivers. 2 for 2 on the day. Minute 31 to go in the half. 7-6 Indianapolis lead. A low-scoring first half in Indianapolis. 7-6 Colts. A win and a Baltimore loss would give them a 1st-round bye and the 2 seed in the playoffs on the AFC side. A win and a Baltimore victory would secure the 3 seed as New England forces them to win by virtue of their victory over the Titans today. And Wilkins puts the brakes on it just in time. Peyton will come out to the 20-yard line in a moment. Well, Phil, the NFC playoffs are all set now. Nothing really on the line in that Atlanta-Philadelphia game because Dallas lost to Detroit. So Dallas will play at Seattle in the wild card round. Giants and the Eagles.
Dallas's defense, Jim, it's falling apart. Seattle, they've gotten their defense back together. They're home, crowd noise. The defense played well for Seattle the last couple of weeks.
They won the day down in Tampa.
And looking at those films of the Cowboys defense going, this is a chance for the offense to get back on track.
Manning down the field. Harrison just a yard too long.
We saw the exact same play last week when we saw the Bengals. Carson Palmer and Chad Johnson running an in, cut, and go. And what happens for the quarterback, the receiver has to almost come to a stop to make that move. And when I watch pro quarterbacks throw this, they almost always lead the receiver by about 3 or 4 yards too much.
2nd down, 10 with a minute 25 to go, 2nd quarter. Manning put together 1 touchdown drive that lasted 10 minutes and 9 seconds, almost the longest one in the league this year. And that's Wayne with the first. Was he ever touched? Like Will Allen maybe got a hand on him.
You know, typical, the Colts took a shot on 1st down, so that way they know they still have 2 more to pick up a 1st. Reggie Wayne wide open.
Looking Wayne's way again, and he has the catch. Zach Thomas hit him first, and then a 2nd hit, Travis Daniels. Crowd thought there should have been a flag. That was enough for another 1st down. Down the sideline and over the head of Harrison, who caught 3 balls on the first 10 plays for the Colts, but has not caught anything after.
You know, the time left, Jim, 41 seconds. The Colts still have 2 timeouts, so Peyton Manning, this Colts offense, Tom Moore, offensive coordinator, they're looking for a way to get a big play. to maybe get down there so they can score a touchdown instead of just trying to get in position to kick a long field goal.
Vinatieri's longest field goal made this year, 48 yards. Maybe they need to pick up about, say, 27 yards to get into that range. That's the measuring stick. That's Fletcher stretching it out with Jeremiah Bell on his back. And that's close to the first down yardage. Timeout called by the Colts. The Colts the first down. Fletcher good for 10 yards on that last pass play. And Vinatieri getting ready to be called to duty.
You know, Jim, you talked about Adam Vinatieri. As long as it's 48 yards. But I watched the kickers warm up in here before the game. And I know they're not using game footballs, but they kick 60-yarders. They make it look like it's just a really long extra point. Jason, Orlando Mari, I should say, he was kicking 60-yarders that were hitting the net behind the goalpost.
Well, he's hit 3 kickoffs today, all leading to touchbacks. Outstanding work on that part. And Manning, open man, Moorhead, outstanding footwork to bring it down at the 11. Good for 36 yards.
Well, Aaron Moorhead on the sideline working his feet. It looks like he gets them both down with securing the football. But that was made by Peyton Manning's pump down the middle. It made the safety to that side go in there, and that's why Aaron Moorhead was wide open.
First play in this game on either side to go for more than 20 yards. So with 26 seconds to go in the half. Manning in trouble, scoots out, squeezes through, drives, and he is in! His third rushing touchdown of the season. And by far, his longest rush touchdown of the year. He had not scored before this season a rushing touchdown since back in 2002.
I know what Tom Moore is saying to Peyton Manning when he comes to the sideline. Are you okay? Jason Taylor chasing him.
Ooh.
And these defensive backs, when they come after you, they're like missiles. And they shoot for the leg, so tremendous job by Manning.
They put the touchdown drive together with Manning taking it the final 11 yards for the touchdown. Peyton Manning did not score a rush touchdown in 03, 4, or 5. That's actually his 4th of this season. He threw his 30th touchdown pass of this season earlier in this game. Did you think he was going to make it?
Well, I thought he was going to make it, Jim, but I knew the hit was going to be like, hold your breath, and it really was. And I've said it, Manning is so much bigger than people expect. He was able to absorb a tough hit.
Yep, by Jason Allen and Ronaldo Hill. Squib kick to Booker. Banged out by Giordano at the 34.
Well, what happens, Peyton Manning breaks the pocket. He knows there's a collision coming. He protects himself. And most importantly, he gets his feet off the ground. Like I said, these defensive backs, when they come flying at you, they're going down. But let's go back to look at this long pass, Jim. Here's Marvin Harrison. They've been trying to throw it down the middle. It hasn't worked. So they get the safety to stay in there. And then they hit Aaron Moorhead down the sideline. Manning's tried about 3 passes down the middle. They've been covered. The pump fake opens up Aaron Moorhead, and that's just the experience of knowing it was covered before. Well, take advantage of that fact, and that's what Manning did.
That was David Bowens on the kick return. And the pass is picked off. Lemon's pass picked by Cato June with seconds remaining. Now they'll have an option here, a field goal try of about 54, 55 yards. Or a Manning heave to the end zone.
The defense playing safe. Where everybody wants to attack, that coverage is right in the middle. But Cato June, pressure on the quarterback. Reads Cleo Lemon, makes a tremendous break to the football, and what a nice catch.
Cleo Lemon's first career interception. Were you surprised to see him come out a shotgun and throwing with 15 seconds to go in the half?
Jim, no. They were hoping to get that one play to maybe get themselves in field goal range or get a chance to heave it to the end zone. But doing that, you learn as a quarterback to take no chances. When in doubt, hold it or throw it away.
They will bypass the 55-yard field goal try and take the snap with 6 seconds and one timeout remaining.
They're going to try to get a few yards and call a quick timeout.
Well, the guy gets down. He dropped in a hurry, didn't he? And they'll bring Vinatieri out now. We'll have the field goal try when we come back. Now, Peyton Manning. We talked about how he had only 45 plays last week, already 38 in this one. And they bring out Vinatieri for a 46-yard try. He has not missed at home this season, 10 for 10. He's made his last 17 indoor field goal attempts. Vinatieri's kick is good. Colts with 10 points in the last 19 seconds. Peyton takes him on an 80-yard drive in a minute and 12 seconds.
You just saw why I think the Colts, why they're going to be a tough out when the playoffs start.
17-6 Indianapolis at the intermission. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41. And they're looking for a celebration here in Indianapolis. And to all of you, best wishes for a healthy, safe, and happy New Year. It's been a good year for Jason Taylor out here on this football field. Some consider him to be one of the prime candidates for Defensive Player of the Year. Champ Bailey with an interception return today for the Broncos. Another one that you have to think, Phil, should get strong consideration.
Lasting memories last week of the season. That interception is going to be big, Jim.
This game brought to you in high definition television. And it's Welker who had the big run back in that first half. This time able to get it out to about the 25-yard line. What happened in the end of that first half for the Colts to take command?
The Colts pressure you. You know, and I know their defense hasn't been great this year, but you come in here and you're worried about Dwight Freeney, him disrupting the game, and of course, do I have to even say anything about their offense? You know when you play the Colts offense, it's constant pressure.
Well, for the Dolphins and Cleo Lemon in that first half, other than that ill-fated interception before the intermission, he looked like he was in good control. Ronnie Brown off to the races. Bethea able to finally take him down by the shoulder pads. But a big burst that'll put Brown closer to his 1,000-yard season. That goes for 47.
You know, Jim, the Colts are playing the run right here. They've got an extra guy up near the line of scrimmage. That's why when Ronnie Brown breaks the line of scrimmage, there's nobody there but one safety to tackle him. And nice hesitation, waiting. He finally sees a gap. He hits it. You see the speed and the size. Ronnie Brown, big running back, able to get extra yards when he's hit.
He's 10 yards away from 1,000. Make it just 6 yards to go. He's over 100 in this one. Over 100 for the third straight, actually the second straight week. What do you think of Ronnie Brown as a running back?
I think a lot of people, they look at this team, and we did the Miami Dolphins Thanksgiving Day, Jim, and you thought, okay, they might be on their way now. But Ronnie Brown not being a central figure to their offense for a while kind of put them back.
Out 3
set
games.
Them back, I should say.
Yep, out 3 games with a hand injury. Returned last week with a 100-yard performance. Lemon almost intercepted by Jason David. He's trying to hit Randy McMichael.
Well, Jason David says, look, I see this every day in practice. It's a pump to the right, and Jason David comes off of the outside receiver because he sees number 2 going up the field, number 2 receiver that is, and that's what his job is to fall off his guy, come inside and knock down those vertical inside passes. Really good job by Jason David.
Crowd is stirred, cheering on their defense. 3rd down, 6 to go for the Dolphins. Shuffle pass, and the ball falls incomplete. In a crowd trying to connect with Sammy Morris, but Robert Mathis was right there, almost able to get his hands on it too. Maybe he did.
The Colts saw this play last week from the Houston Texans, a shuffle pass. Why it doesn't always work against this defense, because you cannot predict where they're going to be. Their defensive linemen are always switching positions, moving around, and that's one of the big reasons why that play didn't work that time.
3rd time Lemon's driven him deep, only to have to call on the services of Mare, and this time Mare from 42 is good. He's 3 for 3 on the day. 17-9 Indianapolis, early 3rd. We're looking at Wilkins, who has not had a chance to run one back today. Mare with all touchbacks. And another one right here as he booms that one 7 yards deep. So we'll see Manning and that efficient Colts offense for the first time in the second half when we come back.
You know, Jim, Peyton Manning under pressure. Look how he just stays back, doesn't follow through, because he knows if he follows through, he's just going to run into some punishment. And 2 things, that throw and the fact that I think this year he's throwing better on the run just shows you. Mentally, of course, we know he's improving, but he keeps getting better physically too.
Putting together the 3rd long drive of the game. And the Colts with a dive. A quick 5.
You know, too, to go back, and I've seen it so many times this year, when you do something to stop the Colts, they don't forget. And they'll come back and give you a play that's opposite of that to take advantage of what your success has been. And we've seen it 2 times today so far, and they both have resulted into big plays for this Colts offense.
Tony Dungy, Tom Moore looking on.
Tom Moore, Peyton Manning, is only coordinator. No other quarterback can say that in this league.
Howard Mudd, his offensive line coach, has been there throughout his career.
Yep. Continuity.
Great stability and success. And a little toss. A die turns it upfield. He broke away from Channing Crowder. And it looks like he may have another 1st down.
Continuity and a lot of good players. It's nothing elaborate when you look at this Colts offense. It's just about being smart. They execute at such a high level. They don't try to really outthink you. They just outperform you physically.
We saw Will Allen shaken up earlier. He is back on the field for that Dolphins defense. Covering the slot receiver, Reggie Wayne. 1st down, again the draw, and that's Zach Thomas for only a yard.
I heard Zach Thomas go and look out for the lead draw. And Peyton Manning was on a quick count, so he went with it, and that's why there was not much gain there. Peyton Manning said, when you play Zach Thomas, you go up there, you're doing all your stuff, and right before you snap the ball, he'll yell, "Here comes the screen," and Peyton will go, "Timeout." So Zach Thomas and Peyton Manning, a really good mental match against each other on the field.
Really mirror images when you think about it, Phil,
yes.
with all the preparation. So devoted to breaking down every little nuance of the game. Interesting matchup inside of this one. 2nd and 9, and Manning's toss in and out of the hands of Dallas Clark, and they finally rule it incomplete. A late whistle. Jeremiah Bell broke it up. But how about Zach Thomas and how much time he devotes to getting ready for every game? It's like Dom Capers telling us, his coordinator, he just cannot take the field unless he knows every last detail.
There can be no gray areas. And Dom Capers, defensive coordinator, look at some of the highlights of Zach's career, said when he gets on a plane to go on a trip, Zach Thomas comes down next to him, sits down, and he has pages of questions that he needs answered by Dom Capers just to make sure he knows what's going on in the game.
He's going to his 7th Pro Bowl. Only Dan Marino, more Pro Bowls from Miami. Manning's pass over the head of Moorhead, throwing it away with Daniels on the coverage, and Holiday in the backfield stirring up trouble.
Yeah, good job by Daniels on the outside. Peyton Manning tries to pump fake it to go for the touchdown. There is nothing there, but maybe more importantly, protects himself. Aaron Moorhead, you see the fake going up the field, but the defense has seen enough of that today. They're staying back now.
Vinatieri, 34-yard attempt. A make from 46 to close out the first half, and good again, hooks it through. 25 of 28 on the year, his first year as a Colts kicker, and a 20-9 lead. We talk about the Colts in the postseason, and the added confidence that you have knowing that Vinatieri, with his sensational history in the postseason, is now on your side. Welker running into one of his own players and bouncing out to the 35, brought down by Vinatieri. 38-yard return. Lemon comes out, trailing 20-9 mid-third. Well, Phil, it's all settled now as far as the NFC playoffs. Dallas against Seattle next week, and the Giants against Philadelphia, with Chicago and New Orleans first-round buys.
Waiting.
How about Parcells? We heard it at halftime saying this is one of the hardest losses in a long time.
Well, the defense is falling apart for him, Jim, and you can't survive a weak defense for many weeks in the playoffs.
First down, play action, Lemon throwing it over to Chambers, who has the catch for a first down. All right, Evans, Chris Chambers, former high school and college teammate. Chambers just picking up a first down a moment ago, and again, if Baltimore loses and the Colts win, the Colts will get a first-round bye. And there is Chambers fumbling, but he was down first. That's the 8th time they've had him run it on an end around this year. That picks up 7. So they're keeping an eye on that Baltimore-Buffalo score here.
Well,
that's a tight one.
You know, Tony Dungy told us that he would be watching it, and actually might even affect the way he plays some of his players if the Baltimore Ravens were just destroying the Buffalo Bills, but that's not going to be the case.
They could get back what they gave away last week and lost to Texans, that coveted number 2 seed. And that's Ronnie Brown driving the legs. He's still a yard shy of the first. If the Broncos lose, the Jets move up to a 5, and Kansas City will make the playoffs. Ronnie Brown has the first down at the 42-yard line.
You know, I'm going to go back to what I said, though, Jim, about the Dallas Cowboys. You know, the defense, it's the difference between the Cowboys and the Colts is the Colts can make big plays with their defense much more frequently than the Cowboys can, because they have big-time pass rushers. And, of course, nobody's offense is more dynamic than the Colts.
Of course, everybody's jumped off the Colts bandwagon, a team that won its first 9 but lost 4 straight road games, 3 of them in which they were either tied or leading in the fourth quarter. But they did have road wins earlier this year at places like Denver, New England, and the New York Giants and New York Jets. Lemon firing downfield, and he's got Justin Peele. What a grab, and able to hold on to it after a couple of big blows. Goes for 25 yards.
Well, here's what's happened, Jim. First off, they blocked Dwight Freeney, but the receivers are going down the inside of the field. Cleo Lemon gets the protection. He reads the deep safety. He looks it off just a little and sticks the football in there. And you got to have time to throw it down the field, so they double team Dwight Freeney. Do not let him disrupt the game entirely. That's why you have to double team Dwight Freeney. Longest reception of Peele's career is Brown trying to get to the outside, and he is backed up by a couple. Rob Morris first to get to him. Cleo Lemon's first start. What do you think so far, Phil? Well, you know, Jim, it's gone, I think, very well. You can just watch him and see that he's not rattled. And that's one of the reasons why Nick Saban gave him the start. I said it earlier, every time he's gotten on the field, real game or exhibition, he's played well. Only one bad play today, just one. That was the interception right before halftime.
And that led to a field goal to give the Colts the 17-6 halftime lead. And Lemon tries to take off. But again, it's Cato June setting him back a yard.
Yeah, this was a design run again by Cleo Lemon and the Miami Dolphins. They're going to fake it. He's going to follow him. Expecting the defense to overreact to the run. Oh, there's no fake. It's just a lead block. But again, you just cannot predict this defensive line where they're going to run to.
Anthony McFarland with another big play. Had a big sack on the Dolphins' opening drive. Without a helmet. 3rd and 13. Lemon zips it and has Booker down to the 8-yard line. What will be the call on 4th and about a yard to go? We were talking last night to Nick Saban about situations just like this. He thought he would be more aggressive, more tempted to go for him.
Yeah, just because. Nice move. Good hesitation by Booker at the line of scrimmage. Dwight Freeney. They got him double teamed. My gosh, even when you double team him, he gets completely free.
Well, he thought about it for a good long while and eventually opts for the field goal option.
Only reason he goes for it, Jim, you said it, he thought he might be more aggressive. Of course, 20-12, they're only one score down.
Right, make it a one-possession game, and the kick by Mare. Driven through from 27 yards. Got him out there in a hurry. So a one-possession game it is, 20-12. 4 field goals by Olindo Mare. They'll go along with 4 touchbacks. They've scored only 1 touchdown, the Dolphins, in the last 11 quarters. Make it 5. So Peyton Manning, with that 20-12 lead, takes the field again late 3rd.
Well, we talked about Peyton Manning today, or especially the last few weeks. The play that they've really used a lot, the outside receiver coming under short. Nick Saban said it's almost impossible to stop. And you know what? I agree. And Nick Saban actually was giving me a little coaching clinic last night, showing me all the reasons why that it's so tough, why you just can't defend it, and it made sense. Of course, it's taken me about 20 minutes to explain it to the audience if I tried to.
But you learned something.
I did learn, yes. Because I've actually, as a player, ex-player, watched all the films and go, why can't teams stop this? The only way you can is to be aggressive and play man-to-man. Nobody wants to do that all the time against the Colts.
Again, operating with Clark in the slot. They
there
come back over to Harrison. And a flag thrown from the umpire.
Jim, that was the play we just illustrated that they throw to everybody now.
Actually, the back judge, Richard Reels, throwing a flag.
Pass interference, 44, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, you know what that is? That's Dallas Clark, who's the inside receiver to the side where they threw that quick pass. And he's just going to go up the middle and clear the way. Top of your screen, he just runs right into the defender. It's a good look at it there. That defender, don't forget, when they're standing there, hey, that's their space. You got to run around them. You run into them, that's a foul.
It's a 1st and 20, back at the 10-yard line. Rhodes. Thomas had that hole plugged, and Thomas runs him down. We talked about Zach Thomas a little while ago. I also wanted to mention how much Dom Capers compared him to one of Capers' former star players, linebacker Sam Mills.
Yes.
What a comparison.
You know, it really was just a tribute to both of them, how hard they work. He's never been around players that do it like that. Physically, Jim, they both are almost mirror images of each other. Stocky, short, and they've been told their whole life. You know what they say. They've heard since they were in high school. you're too short.
Yep, all the reasons why you can't play in the NFL.
Yeah, and Zach Thomas, Sam Mills, they had chips on their shoulder. They play like it. That's why they stayed good for so long.
And fires in the area of Wayne. And again, there was pressure coming in.
Well, that's one way. Pressure on the quarterback leads to bad decisions and throws that are offline. And Peyton Manning trying to get it down the field, tries to hang in there, but the Dolphins keep pushing the pocket. They get in his face, and the throw is off target.
You know, Manning now approaching 130 throws since his last interception. If he doesn't throw one today, he'll end the season with only 9 picks and become just the second quarterback in NFL history to throw at least 30 touchdowns while keeping interceptions in single digits. Only Donovan McNabb has done that. A fake down the field and over the head of Moorhead with Ronaldo Hill closing in on it. They'll have to punt.
Well, that's what you need. You want to stop this Colts offense? Need a penalty. It helps you. And Jim, you talked about it. They have so few penalties and they have so few negative plays. That's why they are so good at scoring, keeping drives alive, and being one of the best offenses in the NFL.
Well, the Dolphins defense gets the penalty call against Dallas Clark. And they deny the Colts any movement at all. So Hunter Smith back out. Welker to return it. And he was interfered with. There's the flag. That recovery is immaterial. That was Kelvin Hayden coming in on Welker, and it'll go against the Colts.
Well, he did not give Wes Welker a chance to catch the ball. And the Colts are complaining because they're saying the fair catch signal was too late.
And the Dolphins will be set up now in Colts territory. First time they started on a short field today. They're down a touchdown and a 2-point conversion in this one.
Yeah, there we go. We're counting them down. But Jim, in Houston, that's got to be special. You see those highlights down there. That's your hometown.
Down at Rice Stadium, beautiful stadium there for the Rice Owls. And
so let me just.
I know you're trying to bust me a little bit here, aren't you?
Let me recatch. This is the second hometown you've had today.
And a Happy New Year to you.
Yes, okay.
And they're still explaining to Tony Dungy and the Boo Birds are still out about that last call.
Well, he's still, I'm sure, I'm not positive.
That was a late signal.
It was a late signal, but it was clear and above his head.
But he still had to have room to catch it, right?
That's right. Oh, he's roughing up Tony.
Richard Reels kind of illustrating with a hands-on explanation. Nonetheless, the Dolphins are going to have the football at the Colts 44.
It was a good call. It's, like you said, it's evident. Regardless of what, if there's no fair catch signal, whatever, he hit him before he had a chance to catch the football.
Now, Phil, we talked about how they're watching that Baltimore-Buffalo score with the Ravens now up 16-7, but out in New England, they're also watching this game because if the Colts lose, then the Patriots would move up a notch to the 3, and the Colts would come in as the 4 seed into the playoffs. Brown dancing around, and that's a gain of 5. And again, the Ravens with a win would clinch the 2 and a first-round bye. That last carry by Ronnie Brown puts him over 1,000 on the season. Lemons pass off the fingertips, a diving bid by Chambers. 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Lemons pass caught for the first. Welker. That'll end the quarter with the chains moving again for Miami. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41. New Year's Eve in Indianapolis, and a Happy New Year to all of you as the Dolphins are hanging tough, starting the fourth quarter, driving at the Colts 32. Jim Nance with Bill Sims. And Ronnie Brown, a newly minted 1,000-yard rusher, adds 2 more. And we're still trying to sort out things in the AFC. We do know this. The Jets earlier today with their win over Oakland clinch a berth in the playoffs. Denver must win to get in. If the Broncos lose, Kansas City will make it. Think about this, Phil. Coming into the day, the Chiefs needed not only to win their game, but they needed a Tennessee loss, a Cincinnati loss, and they need a San Francisco win to get in. So far, things have fallen into place as the Niners have come from behind to take the lead on the Broncos. Second down, and Lemon goes over to Brown. Makes the juke, gets to the 20 for the first. A 10-yard gain. This Cleo Lemon talked about how much confidence he gained here at that combine on this very field some 5 years ago.
Yeah, well, what he learned as he was working out for that combine, he goes, shoot, it was with Drew Brees,
yeah, Michael Vick, Chris Winkie off of Heisman,
Quincy Carter, and he just looked at him and you go, physically, I can hang in there with most of those guys, and he absolutely can in the throwing department. He has a beautiful throwing motion, tremendous rhythm to it, and he's showing he can handle the pressure here today.
First down to the end zone and over the head of a well-defended Randy McMichael. He said, looking at them, it gave me confidence. I can do that. But, you know, he found out later he had failed every team's physical here in Indianapolis because of this partially torn ACL that he had played his entire senior year with at Arkansas State and didn't know it.
He found out draft day. Why wasn't I drafted? Well, everybody flunks you on their physicals, but nobody tells you until it's over. Draft was over, so he did it the hard way. Went back to Arkansas State as a part-time coach.
Second down carry. It's Brown for 4 yards. He actually ran the scout team in the Arkansas State practices.
He said, that was my rehab. I said, how'd you do? He goes, oh, I tore him up every day.
But then his journey, Phil, he, sitting out that year of football, he went to the Ravens as a practice squad guy, got cut by them, sat out another year, substitute teaching a bit, to San Diego, practice squad, eventually in 05 traded for A.J. Thiele.
Yes.
And a draft choice. They make the change between the Chargers and the Dolphins.
Yes. And he was excited because he knew the opportunity was better in Miami than San Diego.
Well, they need to find the end zone. They've got 4 field goals to account for today. 3rd and 6. Pass. Never a chance as Jason David was never going to let Chris Chambers get away from him. The pass thrown incomplete.
Yeah, he had what he wanted to the outside. It's one-on-one. But when you play this team, Jim, you just can't appreciate how fast you have to get rid of the football here in this dome against Indianapolis's pass rush. And that time, Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis, they get in there. They're there almost every single time as the quarterback lets the football go.
34 yards, and Mare is on the mark for the 5th time today. 20-15, things tightening in Indianapolis. .12:38 remaining in this one. Miami actually has out-yardaged the Colts in this one, but not able to get it into the end zone today. 5 Mare field goals, keeping Miami in the game. Colts trying to win to assure at least a 3 seed, and possibly if Buffalo can somehow storm way back, move up to the 2 line in a first-round bye. And the kick fallen on finally by Darrell Reed. Old Anzine, Happy New Year, folks. From all of us at CBS. We're back at the home of the AFC South Division titleists, the Colts, who win their division for the 4th year in a row. Leading in this one by only 5, fourth quarter, 20-15. Interesting interestingly, most of his early in Manning's career, 5 times he's played Miami right here at home. Never beat him here. 3-8 overall. Manning throws to Wayne, who shakes free and does a nifty move on Zach Thomas, who is able to regain some traction and make the tackle. He escaped Travis Daniels initially, picks up 17.
Well, Peyton Manning sees it's a blitz, and that's all the Dolphins talked about. Anytime they blitz and have single coverage outside, he is going to throw it to the sideline. You go, well, why don't they stop it? Because they also do double moves on that sideline, and if you come at the receiver too hard, they'll run by you for a touchdown.
With a die on the ground. And he is backed up with the flag thrown in. That's Matt Roth, who had the bear hug going. This Miami team playing the last month of the season.
Illegal block in the back, 73, offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
With all this speculation surrounding the future of Nick Saban, who has denied that he's going to take the Alabama job numerous times. Of course, we asked him about it last night.
Ooh.
And he said, guys, hey, I've decided never, ever again am I going to ever talk about my situation during the middle of a season. It's not going to be open for discussion ever again. He is so tired of being saddled with the questions.
Yeah, well, it's disruptive. It's disruptive to his team. But, you know, some of it's created by what you've done in the past. And, yes, I finally got the courage up to ask him, and because you wouldn't.
Hey, thanks. No, you didn't give me the window of opportunity. It was coming. Here is Manning up top, and Clark! What a catch! Reels it in with one hand and somehow keeps it off the carpet for 30 yards.
Yes, and what it does, Jim, that time it was a play-action fake by Peyton Manning, and what we've said it many times today. Always think pass. When it's play action, think pass. Don't get caught looking at the runner. That time the defense did. That's why Dallas Clark was wide open down the middle. And you're right, what a catch.
Well, they fake now, play action, and Manning looking at sideline one more time, and Wayne is knocked back just short of the first. Wayne Huizenga, the owner of the Dolphins, though, saying just a couple of days ago that he would be shocked if Saban wasn't his coach next year. They're going to get forward progress, by the way, on that last play. Wayne enough for the first down.
Yeah, and it was also told to us last night, Jim, that Wayne Huizenga is not going to sell the team this year. So, you know, a lot of things are said. And when you're coaching, whatever level you're on, you got to just state answers so you can get rid of the questions. You can't leave any gray area for the press or the fans. And look, I think we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Manning throwing, open, Harrison, touchdown, Indianapolis. Marvin Harrison made the move that completely faked out Michael Lehan and Jeremiah Bell. Made them both disappear.
Well, we talked, Jim, we said it, when you play against this team, and what makes it work this time is Peyton Manning's play action. I mean, his pump fake. That's what really holds the defense. That little pump keeps Michael Lehan short. The safety can't get over there back in front of the end zone, and it's an easy touchdown for Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning.
122nd touchdown of Harrison's remarkable career, and for Manning, his 275th touchdown pass. Just amazing stuff. The most prolific combination, quarterback, receiver, NFL history. 106 times to pay dirt. You look at Peyton's remarkable numbers. That career 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Number 275 of his career. And a touchback.
That's like Mike Arnold picking up a check. It's coming.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
Next year.
Director of our games.
And Ronnie Brown for no gain. What did you see on that touchdown?
Well, here's what I see. Remember, Dallas Clark caught a long one down the middle. So the Colts know this. Outside, here goes Marvin Harrison, and watch Michael Lehan go for the fake by Peyton Manning. The safety does not get outside because he's trying to make sure somebody doesn't go down the middle like Dallas Clark, which happened earlier. And again, the Colts take advantage. They did something, you stop it, or they have success. They come back to it and take advantage of you.
Lemon fires it in there, and it's broken up. Trying to hit Chambers. You know, you've said it earlier in this game about how Indianapolis is going to be such a tough out once we get to the postseason. A lot of people, though, in the last few weeks reading so much into these losses, saying, hey, there's no way. I heard Boomer talking about it. You guys discussed it on the NFL today.
Yeah, they just dismiss it. But if you look at the body of work by the Colts this year, if you take one game out, one over a long year, they've had a chance to win every one or won it. And, you know, of course, they've won so many games, but even when they lost, Jim, 3 of them they were leading or had a chance to win at the very end of the game.
And that one game, that one huge misstep was against Jacksonville. Flag on the field. Oh, wait till you look at that attempt. Chris Chambers just laying out for that one.
And he's still down because he fell on the ball, I'm sure.
Looks like McFarland.
5-yard penalty.
Yep.
Still third down.
That was a free play for the Dolphins. They'll take the 5 yards. McFarland offsides.
There's the jump. Anthony McFarland trying to get a quick jump on the obvious passing situation. Oh, right on top of that football. Yeah, people think, well, does it hurt that much? You can knock the breath out, but you can also break your ribs when you fall on that football.
Timeout. Miami trailing here 27-15, and Chambers able to make his way to the bench. Derek Hagan takes his place on the field. Third and 5. Lemon's pass caught by Hagan, just coming in and bouncing around like a pinball, but holding on to it for the first. Hagan, a good-looking big target, prospect out of Arizona State.
Yeah, and I'll tell you 2 things, Jim. What a throw by Klecko Lemon. Hard, right to the spot on the sideline. And Hagan, acting like a veteran receiver, gets up, protects himself, and keeps Jason David from coming in and breaking the pass up.
Inside of 9 minutes. Thinks better of it at the last moment. Morris giving chase. And stepping down the sideline for a gain of about 3. So Chambers still out. We've got Hagan to the near side. Marty Booker wide to the right. With Welker in the slot. And Lemon's pass broken up. That was Nick Harper getting a hand in there.
Well, this Colts defense, they must be going, this is what it's supposed to be like. A lead. Here we are in the 4th quarter. The other team has to throw the football almost every single down. That's what they were used to over the last couple years. The strength of the team is its pass rush.
Third and 7. And there was contact before the ball got there, but it might have been initiated by Booker.
Well, what it is, Jim, Jason David is going right for the football. So he has every right to that football as much as Marty Booker does. He sees the throw, and he goes in and tries to make the interception. Pretty close, though. Almost cut him off.
Donnie Jones called on to punt to Wilkins. He's had 19 punts this season of 50 yards or longer. Wilkins, fair catch at the 20. Inside of 8 minutes remaining. 27-15 Colts. Quickly to the line. Manning and the Colts. In charge by a dozen. Trying to improve their record to 12-4 on the year. And Rhodes ripping off a run of about 6 yards. For those expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS, the Dolphins and the Colts. Jim Nantz with Phil Simms. With Indianapolis leading 27-15, 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast. 2nd down and 4. Rhodes again, this time only for a yard. Third down coming. 3rd and 4, we'll call it. What will Tom Moore be looking for right here as a play call?
Well, they're the best in the league at doing it. He says, Payton, just call it, make it work.
Best at 3rd down, too, again in the last quarter century in the league. This edition of the Colts. 6:30 to go here in Indianapolis, and the ball tipped but caught by a dive for a 1st down and all the way out to the 46-yard line. And the Colts can now burn up another couple of minutes at least off the clock. Jason Taylor had gotten a hand on that, tipped it, but Adai, the rookie, stayed with it and gains 18.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating for a defense. They're trying to get off the field. They tip the pass. The coverage is good, but the tip pass throws off the timing of the defense. And Joseph Adai, they just take turns on who's going to be the receiver, picking up a big 1st down.
And Rhodes to midfield. Well, Tony Dungy drawing near the end here of his 5th regular season in Indianapolis, and with a win today, if they win this game, his record will be 60-20 in his 5 years in the regular season. That's a 12-4 average.
Well, we didn't even talk about it. He thought this game was so important because the competition is so close.
Rhodes bouncing around, and he's near another 1st.
Jimmy thought the competition was so close that it was important to keep the 3 seed, just because the way things are going in this league now, the 1st and 2nd seeds, they can lose in that 1st round of the playoffs. You win, you could be back here for the championship game.
Said, you never know. We could end up, let's say, New England goes on, wins a couple of games, and, things.
And they win a couple of games.
They win a couple of games. They could end up, because you secured at least the 3 today with a win, you could end up hosting the Patriots here for the AFC Championship game.
Right.
That was Tony's way of thinking.
Well, you always got to, of course, you got to think ahead. You just can't ever give up one of these games unless you've been like the Colts in the last couple years, where you could lose and still be the #1 seed.
Dolphins just utilizing their 1st timeout. And again, this final day of the regular season, with the Jets clinching a playoff berth today, and Denver in a fight to the end, needing to come from behind to beat San Francisco to grab the last spot.
Well, that's what we're waiting on. What's going on with Denver? Can they pull it out?
And actually, if they got in, they would be the 5, and the Jets would be the 6. The NFC is, well, it's all worked out after the early games today. Dallas losing to Detroit, and the Cowboys, alas, not giving themselves a chance to win the NFC East. They would have needed help. They would have needed then for Atlanta to beat Philadelphia. But the Cowboys settle in at the 5. They'll be taking on Seattle, and the Giants against Philadelphia next week in wild card action. 3rd and less than a yard. Stumble, and the ball is out, and it's picked up by Jason Taylor. Well, what a sudden change here.
Yeah, it is. It's Jim, I think what happens, Peyton Manning gets stepped on as he's trying to get away from the center. So that just throws off the timing. Looks like it could be a good handoff. Hard to tell from that angle, but the last thing, of course, the Colts want to do is fumble it. Manning stumbles, gets hit. And Jason Taylor alertly pick it up.
I tell you, when he gets his hands on it, he knows what to do. He's already returned 2 interceptions for touchdowns this year.
I really couldn't tell who hit. It looked like Dylan Gandy, maybe the left guard, hit his foot and made him stumble.
So Miami, with the takeaway, takes over at the 39. Lemon hits his target, Booker, to the 30-yard line and a gain of 9.
There you go. That was the Indianapolis Colts play. Clear it out, bring the wide receiver underneath.
You saw Chambers shaken up earlier. He's back in, and he is set wide to the left at the bottom of your screen. We hear that the Chargers have just won to clinch the 1 seed as Lemon fires down the field. What a grab! That is Chambers climbing up and pulling it down. Gain of 18.
It's probably a bad decision by Cleo Lemon, but Chris Chambers just goes up and takes the football, catches tough catch, face mask that was not called after the catch.
Looked like Bethea had definitely a face mask call, but no flag, as you saw the Chargers win it over Arizona today. Lemon pass caught at the 1. That's Welker.
What you should do is come up, hurry up and line up, and it could be a quarterback sneak. A lot of teams have this in.
And it is. The flag's first. Procedure penalty. And that's a critical one. He'll take it back from the 1 to the 6.
Well, I'm waiting to hear the call.
False start, 64. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Kendall J. Cox.
Well, left guard Kendall J. Cox going a little quick. He's inside. He's trying to create that wedge for Cleo Lemon. A lot of teams in the league run that quarterback sneak.
I'd like to welcome those of you who saw the Ravens win today. It's just gone final. Baltimore locking up the 2 seed. Dolphins trying to go in the late going against Miami. Lemon has a touchdown pass. Randy McMichael hauls it in from 6 yards out. This coming just after a fumble on 3rd and inches to go for the Colts, recovered by Jason Taylor. And Miami zip, zip, zip right down the field and a touchdown.
Well, what I don't like here, if you're the Colts defense, you can't drop too far into the end zone. You have to protect the goal line, and Cleo Lemon used his eyes. He made him move just enough, and he drilled the football in there for the touchdown.
And Mare brings him that much closer, 27-22.
Here's what comes over the middle here, but watch the linebackers drop. They create space. And all you need, the throw is so short. Oh, wow, that is too easy. The throw is so short, you need such a small window. So Cleo Lemon's going, hey, Kendall, good job jumping that false start. Now it got me a touchdown pass.
Right. And I'd rather have the touchdown pass than the touchdown rush.
Absolutely.
The snake. All right, let's sort it out here, Phil Simms. In the last few minutes, a couple of crucial games have gone final. San Diego has won over Arizona. They are the 1 seed. They've got home field throughout. And Baltimore locks up the 2 with its win over Buffalo. So now, if Indianapolis holds on, wins this game, the Colts will be the 3, New England the 4. Again, the Jets are in, and Denver must come from behind in the 4th quarter to get the final berth from the AFC side of the playoffs. Should they lose, the Chiefs are in.
So what are you having for dinner? I'm getting hungry.
You're getting hungry.
This is.
Look at this, 9:25 to go. And the Broncos, well, they got a touchdown today from Champ Bailey on an interception return. Playing at home, playing against the 49ers team's not playing for anything. As you see now, the Colts expecting the onside kick. Kick it away. Right over the head of Dominique Rhodes. Next Sunday, the wild card proceedings begin, and we will be with you next Sunday with a wild card playoff game. Just waiting for all the results to come in and the schedule on the AFC side to be set, and it all begins with our gang in the studio with the wild card weekend with these four wild and crazy guys: JB, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer.
Wild and crazy?
And Boomer.
He was.
Boomer won the season pick'em deal.
That's a shame. Boomer's throwing that love out today, wasn't he?
To you.
Yeah, being nice. You know, I don't like it.
New Year's resolution.
Yeah, I guess so.
3:11 to go.
I like a little friction.
That's a guy hopping around, able to collect 2 yards.
Well, Jim, let's look at this game, though. The Colts, if they don't fumble the ball, they probably it's almost going to be over because they're going to drive the Dolphins back. Even if they punt so far back, time is going to be a major issue. But the fumble gives them new life, and now here you see the Colts in a 2nd and 9 trying to find a way to get a couple first downs to run out the clock and keep their number 3 seed.
Miami has 1 timeout remaining. Didn't take Cleo Lemon and the Dolphins long to pounce on that takeaway after Taylor recovered it and forced it, his 10th forced fumble of the season.
Tremendous catch by Chris Chambers was the key play in that drive.
Klecko lining up as a fullback. He caught the touchdown early in this game, and a dive, plowing ahead for a first down.
That's impressive. This is a Dolphin defense that can stop the run, and they just line up. They say, hey, we got Klecko in at fullback. We're going to run it, and look at the push in a big gaping hole.
You knew Klecko took on here?
Oh, he got Zach Thomas.
Yes, he did.
Zach Thomas does the right job, though. He comes up hard, takes on the blocker, stops at hole, but it's the backside of the defense that over pursues and lets Joseph Adai cut it back and pick up the first down.
And Miami calls its last timeout.
You know, too, here's the other thing, Jim. You think of this Colts team, you think finesse. I don't know what you think about the offense, but they can line up and they can pound it at you more this year than ever before. And you even heard Peyton Manning say it. Joseph Adai, if teams, which they do, play us a little soft because they don't want to give up those big plays, he goes, Joseph Adai hurts them with the running game, and he hurts them catching those short passes and picking up the extra yards.
Adai averaging about 5 yards a carry on the season. Just a fraction, 4.96. Something that Edgerrin James, he never averaged that. His best ever was 4.6 yards back in the 2004 season. And it's Adai again. And that's about 3 more to the total. And again, the Dolphins can't stop it. Just the 2-minute warning to help their cause.
You know, as they were getting ready to run that second down play where they picked up the first down, Jim, I just said, this has got to be a pass. And then when I saw Klecko in there, I go, wow, this really limits what you can do throwing the football. But no secrets, the continuing progress or maturation of this offense by the Colts. 7 years, it's just been building. Impossible to stop it for a whole game.
And they do have to snap it one more time before the 2-minute warning. And a dive tripped up near the 39-yard line. So 2-minute warning here in Indy. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41. Third down here in the crucial play for the Dolphins and the Colts. For first down. Bartley closes out the 3 seed, and the dive is denied. That's Ronaldo Hill coming up to make the play. And we will see the Dolphins with one last chance. Could Cleo Lemon, in his first NFL start, come out here and drive a team down the field? Well, one of them was about a 40-yard drive in the last 4 minutes and win a game.
Funny stuff, 4-8.
Welker, that dangerous returner, had a big kickoff return earlier in this game, had 8 punt returns for touchdowns at Texas Tech. And a timeout called by the Colts.
First team timeout. Indianapolis, 30-second timeout.
Again, with the Patriots having won earlier today, now the 2 seed out of sight because of the Baltimore victory. A Colts victory would lock up the 3 seed. Win or loss, they are assured of hosting a playoff game next week, but they're looking down the line and the possibility that you would be given another chance to even have a home game down the road come AFC Championship time. Again, the 49ers still leading over the Broncos out west. If things stayed that way, and if the Colts were to hold on and win this game, you could be looking at a Kansas City at Indianapolis wild card game next week, and the Jets against the Patriots.
Good job, let go.
In over in by Smith. Welker ready to run from the 20. Tripped up by the ankles. What a fine play that was by Keith O'Neal. After a 39-yard punt, no return. No yards on the return. Here comes Lemon.
Well, Jim, the big thing against Cleo Lemon in this situation, not only does he need a touchdown, he only has a minute and 3 seconds, but no timeouts. So if he can move around and buy extra time, maybe the defense could lose track of a receiver and disassemble just enough for a big play.
This will use a lot of time for the reset. McMichael for about 8 in the middle of the field. Down to 50 seconds. They're rushing 4. Freeney, though, lined up as a tackle, and Lemon down the field incomplete. A loss, and the Chiefs are in the postseason. Welker. First down at the 34, but we're at the 32nd mark. And a quick spike to stop it at 28.
Well, there's no question now, Cleo Lemon has got to take a chance. And he did the right thing. He got a first down. He's moving it up, but you take a chance. And what I mean by that, Jim, it's 50-50 if it's complete or intercepted.
Go to the sideline and almost intercepted by Nick Harper.
Excellent job. That was really well orchestrated by Cleo Lemon, faking it down the middle and trying to throw it deep down the sideline.
It was caught by a Dolphin. Watch this. It was caught by, you ready for this? On the deflection? Nick Saban.
Nick Saban. Ooh, boy, and he avoids the tackle. That's dangerous. Maybe this time you fake it outside and try to hit a receiver going down the middle.
Big rush. Lemon steps away from the heat, gets the completion at the 43. They must hurry for the spike to stop the clock.
That's a great job by the offense. everybody getting set. And now what you've done, 7 seconds, that's probably going to be just enough time for one throw into the end zone.
It was 24 yards to McMichael to give them a breath of a chance. Talking about the 3 or the 4 for Indianapolis, but can you imagine how bruising it would be to the psyche of this team going into the playoffs if their defense yielded 2 touchdowns and a game winner in the closing seconds? Remember, Chambers can really jump.
Got to buy time.
Got to step away from the heat. Mathis giving a chase. Lemon puts it way up into the sky. Chambers is down there, and it's through the end zone to end the game. Never had a chance on the Hail Mary. They overthrew all of the receivers huddled in the back of the end zone. So we know this: San Diego the 1, Baltimore the 2. The Colts take the 3 seed and the Patriots the 4 seed. Colts beat the Patriots head-to-head earlier this year to move up and win the head-to-head tiebreak to get the 3. Again tonight on CBS 60 Minutes, Shark, Cold Case, and Without a Trace. Thanks for spending part of your New Year's Eve with all of us here in Indianapolis. Partner, I'll see you next year.
You got it.
We'll be next week on the wild card playoff scene. In the meantime, for all the crew on hand here, Lance Barrow, Mike Arnold in the truck, and that remarkable production and technical crew, Jim Nance and Phil Simms, wishing you all a Happy New Year. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.